I am Patrick or Paddy Moran. I am from Galway in the west of Ireland. I'm on Team Halong Bay, Vietnam. I wasn't a sailor. I was always interested in sailing. I wanted to learn to sail, but I kind of looked at it as a little bit of an exclusive club and kind of a big investment of time and joining a club and just working your way, sailing dinghies or club sailing or whatever. And I kind of given up on it really. Then I saw the Clipper race and it looked perfect. I guess I'm always looking for something, you know? I'm always looking for a challenge. I love like kind of expedition-y stuff, multi-day trips, cycling, hiking, kayaking, whatever it is. Yeah, that was it. I just saw, okay, they'll train me in, over the, 4 weeks over the course of a year, teach me how to sail these boats, and then I can go sail around the world. I just thought, that's an opportunity too good to miss. When am I going to get that again? I'm a freelance camera assistant on film and TV productions, so yeah, I told my colleagues that I'm doing it. They were all very supportive and happy and really helpful, and yeah, told everybody I was going away, and they said, okay, we'll see you next year. Part of the reason I wanted to do the race is just to take a complete step back from my life and just look at it from a distance and say, and do something completely different and say, am I still excited to do what I'm doing? Am I still excited to live where I'm living and, live the way I'm living? First 2 legs, it's just harder to find your feet and get into the swing of things. I got very homesick at times. It was a roller coaster. It was really up and down. Some days would be great, and the crew on board would say the same, and we got better at spotting it in each other. But yeah, there were days where you're all you can think about is home, family, girlfriends, my dog. I try to keep a journal. I don't write in it very often, but a lot of it is just reminding me, the word adapt and acclimatize and those kind of words are just repeated in it because I'm constantly just at the start convince myself that you will adapt, you will get used to this. And I think you do. There is a real sense of being an astronaut in a spaceship in early on in the race. You really feel like the boat is your whole world. You can't step off. It just feels like you're on a little spaceship with 20 astronauts. And sometimes gravity is doing funny things as well. If the boat's bouncing and heeled over, so you really feel like you're in space now. As well as dealing with the crew and the people, the biggest thing that struck me, our AQP Ella just said it one day on deck. She said, guys, we have to keep sailing this boat. We were tired, people were probably sick, we were probably struggling a little bit. And she just said that simple, and she was like, it's 100% true. And that's one of the most difficult things about it is the relentlessness of it all. If it's going wrong, if people are tired, if someone gets hurt, you can't drop anchor and say, we'll just rest for a day, we'll pick it up again tomorrow. You've got to keep sailing the boat. Whether it's blowing 70 knots, you just got to keep going. And that is really, really hard and really tiring, mentally and physically. Definitely cruising sailors and stuff, they want to make life easy. They've got furlers, they've got mechanical winches. They're using technology to their advantage, but I guess part of Sir Robin's vision and his way of sailing is to get the crew to do the work, and the way these boats are all manually powered. We steer them ourselves 24/7. We work every winch by hand. We lift every sail by hand. It's all person power. I go back all the way to level 2 training when I think about sailing in big conditions, because I did that in February. I deliberately did at least one training in the winter season just to try and get a taste, and we probably got 40 knots in the English Channel, and I was scared. I was I don't remember the last time I was that scared. I was so frightened, and especially that was when I was really trying to crack this whole helming thing. And I was absolutely frightened helming, because I didn't know what the boats could do. I didn't know what they could handle, and you're seeing the mast go, 45, 50 degrees down, and you're kind of going, there's no way, it's physically impossible. How's it going to come back up? But after a day of that, you kind of go, okay, this boat has just been hammering these waves all night, getting, blown over by gusts. The sails have been flapping away, putting up with 40 knots all night. And we're still here, it's still going, it's still floating, it's still sailing. Day by day, since then, you kind of learn what the boats are capable of, and you learn more about and then you encounter something bigger, and you learn that the boats are capable and that you're capable. And by the time we got to the Southern Ocean, I was just comfortable on board in those waves and in those winds. I mean, comfortable is, I use that term loosely. Mentally comfortable, physically uncomfortable. So yeah, it's a huge challenge, but surfing downwind on like whatever you want to call it, I don't know, it's impossible to measure these things, but 5 meter, 8 meter waves, whatever you think they are, is such a rush. And it doesn't always go well, but you know, sometimes you're just wrestling that boat to keep it pointing in the right direction. And sometimes it's the easiest thing in the world. If there's a bit of wind blowing and the boat's moving pretty fast, just jump on the helm and soon smiling from ear to ear. It's just a great sense of freedom and flow, and you're just moving with the ocean and with the wind. Yeah, that cheers me up straight away. Some of the people that I've met along the way, and some of the journeys that they went on, and hearing about that, and I learned so much from that. I'd encourage anybody to try anything that gets them out of their comfort zone and expands their boundaries a little bit, because this has taught me that more than anything, is we're all capable of so much more than we know or will let ourselves believe. My epiphany so far has been, yeah, I have a great life at home, and I'll also be the most grateful person anyone has ever seen when I go home. I will be grateful for every little thing that I have. Walking down to get a coffee, popping into the supermarket to buy a bag of crisps, like the simplest, stupidest things. I'm a firm believer that skills are transferable. Experiences, the things you learn from these experiences are all transferable. Yeah, I've learned a ton about sailing, but I can apply that to my personal relationships. I can apply that to my work. I can apply all these things. Yeah, it might have nothing to do with halyards or winches or sheets, but it's all applicable. I don't think there'd be any one of the hundreds of crew would disagree with you there that, yeah, there's no going back to who you were